What if Harley Davidson made me feel better? Let's get into this one. RevelatorAlf. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So this video is all about Harley Davidson and the relationship it has as a company with us as the end users or the customers or the riders of Harley Davidson. In other words, what can they do to make us feel better about being associated with the brand? For many of you out there watching this video, you're probably thinking, what is all this about? What are you going on about? Because I have a great relationship. I love my bike, and I love going to the dealership, and I love being a member of Hog and all that kind of stuff. I get that. This is not about that. This is not about all the positive things that are out there, because there are loads of positive aspects of, riding a Harley Davidson, which I ride, and I absolutely love. So this is not about that. This is purely about those who have a negative impression of Harley Davidson, let's say, or those who've had a tough time with their bike, with warranty issues, that kind of thing, or for whatever reason, Harley Davidson, either at the dealership level or at the company level, have not lived up to the expectations. What would they have to do to make you feel better? And I think we can all agree that all manufacturing, all motor vehicle companies have had a tough time of it late with the supply chain issues, with COVID and all that kind of stuff, and how it's playing out around the globe. So, Harley Davidson are no different in that respect. In fact, Harley Davidson have suffered quite a bit, of course, because of the plant closures as well, due to the supply chain issues. So they've had issues to deal with, but also they're still punching above their weight in many ways. They're still releasing bikes. They're still active in the market as well, but there are issues. There are no doubt issues with the bikes, or with the company, or with the delivery of bikes as well, and also the delivery of parts. So I suppose for me, one of the big things that they could do to make me feel better, or make me, as in the general people who have issues with Harley Davidson at times, is to communicate more effectively, and to be better at that process, and to be better at the dealership level at communicating issues and why things aren't working as well as they could, or let's say why they can't get hold of the parts, but also resolve the issue so they don't have to keep on communicating the problems as well. The part supply issue has been a problem for a long time, and this has been going on pre-COVID as well. So Harley Davidson, whilst they have had to restructure in the background, they've also not quite got it right in many respects. They've also, for many people, got their pricing structure completely wrong. They're just way too expensive for what they are. And it's almost like they've niched down so much in certain quarters that they've basically priced out of the market a huge percentage of people who would love to have a Harley Davidson. Now, we're talking about new bikes, but this doesn't stop people going to buy used bikes, of course. You just go and buy a used Harley Davidson, whatever it is. However, the Harley Davidsons of, let's say, 2 or 3 years old they're really expensive as well. So that kind of prices those out as well. So you kind of have to go for a little bit older as well. And that's, I suppose, no different from all manufacturers and throughout motorcycling history. If you can afford the new bike, you'll buy the new bike. If you can't, then you have to go second hand. But, there are pricing issues that they may need to address, or they certainly need to produce bikes that are more affordable. They need to be better at communicating with their customer base. I certainly think so. From my personal point of view, they need to be much better at interacting with the community. And when we say, reaching out into the community, or dealing with content creators as well, it is about really reaching out and having these discussions with people and addressing issues, but also promoting the great things as well. They're very good at promoting their idea of what is great about Harley Davidson, but there are lots of other aspects that are what are great as well, and they don't always mention that. There are lots of things that are not great as well, so they need to address those, and they probably need to be open and frank about trying to address those as well. Over to you guys. What would Harley Davidson have to do to make you feel better about the brand, the bikes, whatever it is? Is it about getting new bikes? Is it about new technology? Is it purely about the price? Is it about where the bikes are made or where the parts are sourced from? I regularly read comments of people saying, we want it all American made. However, when people really look at that and say, well, if all the parts were made in the United States and sourced there and assembled there, so on and so forth, well, the price of the bike will just go up and up and up anyway. So, we've got to find a balance where the price is okay, but also where the parts are manufactured is acceptable to the masses. Now, this could be a changing situation over the next few years where more and more people are less inclined to be adamant that it must be made in the United States, for example. But obviously we'll see how it goes. Of course, many Harley Davidsons are already made in different parts around the world, whether it was Brazil, India, of course, and the Far East. So the European market, many of the bikes come from that part of the world as well. Now, that is. So what could they do to improve the situation? What could they do to improve your situation? As I say, for me, it's more about communication. It's more about addressing and rectifying the known issues, but also offering a lot more to people who just cannot afford it. And yes, I get it that, they want to make it or retain it as an aspirational brand, something that people can, save up for and build up to. I get that. But as I say, there are lots of people who would love to come over to Harley Davidson and love to join this kind of culture, as it were, but they just can't afford it. They just can't afford to get into it. And possibly if they address that for the future, then maybe that would be a secure future rather than one that's a bit vague, let's say. Anyway, over to you. As I say, this is purely a question. What do you think that Harley Davidson can do at a company level, but also at a dealership level, to improve their position, but also to improve their relationship with us as the riders, either past riders or older riders, let's say myself, or older, or younger riders coming through? Let us know. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. And I'll catch you again. Ta-da!